It was a tell the truth. And I remember I'm watching the whole thing, and then he does the bit where he stands up and then he actually walks around and performs the effect. I'm going, oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Now let us meet our man of magic.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Walter Blaney.
Number two.
My name is Walter Blaney.
Number three.
My name is Walter Blaney.
And here is the hocus pocus history of Walter Blaney. He says, I, Walter Blaney, am a magician. Known as Zany Blaney, I have performed such tricks as the vanishing bird cage and the disappearing shirt. But what I really like to do is to keep young ladies up in the air. The hard way, by levitation. 10 years ago, I invented the anti-gravity board, which permits me to suspend a person in midair. It has confounded all the magicians in the world, and according to trade magazines, it's the most talked about trick in the past 100 years. I perform this levitation all over the world, and after my true identity is revealed, I will suspend Miss Kitty Carlisle in midair.
Yeah,
Right here on the stage,
Yeah.
to tell the truth.
yeah, crazy.
Signed, Walter Blaney. Here you go, Kitty. Fly now, pray later. We'll be right back. Now, I'm sure Kitty Carlisle, at least, has not forgotten that we have across from us three gentlemen, all claiming to be Walter Blaney, a master magician who is going to levitate our Miss Carlisle a little later in the show. So inasmuch as he's going to levitate her, we might as well get to know her. Kitty, why don't you start the question?
Thank you, Gary. Now, you know I love this game, and I always question the contestants with enormous interest. But this time, I have a special interest.
Yes.
Number one, exactly. Number one, have you ever heard of Saint Teresa of Avila?
No, I haven't, I'm sorry.
And number two, do you know what happened to Saint Teresa of Avila?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, I must tell you that she levitated herself. Number three, is that easier than what you're going to do?
No, I'm going to levitate you on this show today.
And number two, is your board safe?
Yes, it's safe.
And number one, does it have a cushion underneath in case I fall down?
You won't fall down.
You promise?
I promise.
What, are there wires attached to this?
No, there are no wires
Is there
attached.
insurance?
Thank you.
I'm fascinated by this. What, she levitated herself?
Herself, yes, yes.
She was a mystic.
Like a magician disappearing up his own sleeve. I never quite heard of that. Bill Cullen.
We tried very hard on the show to get St. Teresa Avalon, but she's on the Johnny Carson show tonight, so it was so kidding. Number two, why do they call you Zany Blaney?
I do an act that has comedy in it. It's
And
a fun act.
Number one, it is mentioned here that this has confounded magicians all over the world. Now, tell me, have the magicians tried to find out, number one, how you do this?
Yes, they have.
And how have you kept this a secret?
I don't show it to them.
Well, no, magicians very seldom do. Number two, it's difficult to keep a secret from other magicians. Now, what have they done to try to find out how you do this, if it is indeed, the envy of the other magicians?
They tried to maybe get backstage and see it, and we don't let them.
All right, that takes us on to Kitty. To Peggy, beg your pardon.
Number three, are you the sole and only inventor of this?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, number one, who's David Henning?
David Henning is the magician. He is currently appearing in the magic show.
Thank you. Now, number two, you said you've got a lot of comedy in your head. Going to get a lot of laughs lifting Kitty up there?
Yes.
Just when she falls.
Just when she falls, right. Well, poor thing. Now, number one, you played all over the world, it says, right?
I have played in places over the world, yes.
Have you played London?
Never, no.
Paris?
No.
Well, number three, where have you played? Romania? I mean, what is that? It's a small
Happens
world.
just next week. That's where it is. Nipsey?
Number three, would you know the amazing Carl Ballantyne?
No, I don't.
Number two, would you know what's peculiar about his act that relates to no other magician's act? Carl Ballantyne?
He's the fellow where the tricks don't work right.
Thank you. Number one, have you ever performed this levitation in theater in the round in which there was an audience completely surrounding you?
No, I've not.
Still with number one, could it be done that way? Would that destroy the illusion in some manner?
Possibly, yes.
I see. Number 3, can you tell me?
All righty, we got ourselves a bell. When we hear the bell, gentlemen, it's just as magic as anything you do. It cuts the game off. It makes it necessary now for the panel to vote and decide whether they think it's Zany Blaney number 1, or Zany Blaney number 2, or Zany Blaney number 3. And we continue to pay $50 to the group for each wrong vote, $500 if nobody comes up with the real Zany Blaney, and Kitty, bless her heart, starts.
Well, I'm getting a little nervous, so I'm not sure of my vote. I don't know what's going to keep me up. I voted for number 1. You better hang on to me if you're the real one.
All righty, you've got a 1 showing, and we're going to Bill Cullen.
Yeah, you know, I think I'm terribly wrong, because number 1 said that doing it in the round possibly could hurt his act, and I don't think a real one would ever admit that, but I'm committed, so I voted for number 1, too.
And so we got a pair of 1s, and we're going to go to our Miss Cass.
Well, I didn't vote for number 1, but I'd like, if it is he, I'd like to meet his booking agent. And number 3, I don't know. Number 2 said he had got a few laughs. Now, I like that. He looks as though he could get a few laughs, so 2.
So smack in the middle, our Miss Peggy is.
right.
And how about you, Nipsey?
Well, the bell stopped me from asking number 1 about that amazing team of young men appearing at the MGM Grand Hotel for the last few seasons. I think that question would have settled it. But I know that Carl Ballantyne has 100 tricks and not one of them ever works. And he looks right at the audience and nothing stops a pro.
All righty, there we go, friends. We got a pair of 1s and a pair of 2s, and the votes are all in. Will the real Walter Blaney imitate the saint of great fame and levitate yourself, sir? Canary all gone. Well, Walter, we're all waiting with bated breath to see you levitate Kitty for
Everybody but me.
us. So if you'll go upstage and just get ready to make sure that your anti-gravity board is still anti-gravity, we'll find out about your imposters. Number 1, tell me about you, please.
My name is Larry Keeble. I'm a passenger representative for Delta Airlines in New York.
Number 3, tell me about you, please.
My name is David Termolen. I'm an architect and urban planner.
Before we get to the trick, and just for the record, I want to set one small detail. I think somebody said, who is Dave Henning, who is doing the magic show? It's Doug Henning.
Oh, sorry.
I just didn't want his name to get wrong. It is Doug Henning, and he's quite great. As is Zany Blaney, as a matter of fact, who is ready to perform his levitating trick, and he needs a body and a pretty one at that. So, Catherine, you are on.
Hello, Kitty Carlisle.
Thank you.
I'm glad to meet you.
I'm glad to meet
Can we leave this over here? You want to check the baggage?
Sure, yeah.
Don't mind the starch. All right, fine, Kitty. Nice to have you here. Nice to be on your show, actually. Hey, if you didn't see this up close a while ago, we'll do it one more time. I have one more little birdie, and I'll let you hold on to it. You want to take your right hand and put it right here, and put your other hand on top, kind of like that. When you mash, it's going just like that. That's as dangerous as it's going to get, all right? So we're going to have a little music. I'll tell you everything to do. You won't move. You won't go up or down. You're just going to lay in the air, okay? Here we go.
Do you believe that? Now we can see this. There's no if and an and.
Yeah, and I promise you, friends, there has been no rehearsal previous to this by Kitty Carlisle. She does not know what she's going to be asked to do. She does not know what's going to happen.
This cannot be done.
I may well
be. Strange the music playing, down and down I go. Da 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 da. Bye, Kitty.
Oh, God.
It's very natural.
What am I going to feel?
Good shot, Walter Blaney. Kitty, did you feel anything?
Yeah, it felt as though I were really up in the end, a slight tremble of the board. A little frightening. You said, don't look down. I wouldn't have looked down for anything in the world.